Good morning. Welcome to the BB, to the Asian Human Rights Commission. We would like to give you the opportunity to explain not only to our Filipino viewers and to share, not only to explain, nothing to explain. uh, your experience as a human person struggling to discover yourself and to assert yourself in this world of discrimination. No?
Yes.
Because you're Filipino, you're Filipina, and in the Philippines, we only have two basic categories: male, female, because we're basically a Christian country, and the church and many churches are very critical of anything that goes beyond male and female. So we'd like to listen to BB, sorry, who used to be someone else in the Philippines, and to tell us her story.
Hi, I'm Baby. Basically, with what I've gone through life, I've realized that being a man or a woman is basically not essential when you discover yourself, because upon discovering yourself, you discover that we are all human beings. You know, I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, but I'm basically a human in the eyes of God, and hopefully in the eyes of man.
People don't know who you were before this, no? So in the Philippines, I know somehow because I hear about you. You used to be a very famous actor.
Yes.
And you were known as Rostom Padilla, a very famous romantic actor, action star, and you were also married.
Once, yes.
Once, yes, to a now a famous actress. Her name is Carmina. So, can you tell us about that period and what led to the present transformation?
I don't want to go into details, but I think we as human beings, we are the totality of all the experiences we had in life. I'm 41 years old, and I think I am the completeness of the 41 years of experience of life. So the BB that you are talking to me now, that you are talking to right now, is are the combination of all the past experiences of what life can offer, you know. So yes, I used to. Rostam used to be an actor. Rostam used to be married, and even through childhood, he had struggled bad experiences, traumatic experiences, and so because of those experiences, he tried to see the meaning of life through spiritual sense. In the spiritual sense, he sought God, and God proved to be faithful, and he drew close to God, and God drew close to him, and that brought him to the realization that when you see God and you believe in God, it's basically God sees you in the heart. You know, you become a soul eventually, not just a human being, but you became a soul.
The spiritual in the Philippine context is very important, no? And the church emphasizes morality based on spirituality, and so the Catholic Church, particularly because I'm Catholic and a lot of Filipinos are Catholic, still tends to look at men who become not men, but there are all kinds of categories that are very derogatory, like gays, homosexuals, etc. The attitude is not very positive, no? And I'm sure you've experienced a lot of discrimination, persecution, ridicule. on the part even of your fellow actors and actresses, on the part of perhaps of even your family. Can you tell us about that from the family, from your family, from your peers, from society at large?
You know what? When the time came that I realized, or Rostam realized that he was gay, he outed himself not to man but to God. And when he did that, it doesn't really matter anymore what people say, or what what the industry says, or what the society says. But what matters to him is his personal relationship with God. So he didn't really mind what was said about him during those times when he came out. He just concentrated on his personal discovery until he realizes that being Rostam or being someone else is not of other people's business, but it's his own business. It's his own personal decision in front of God and not in front of men.
But you paid a big price, very big price, because you were in a very successful career,
Yeah,
and suddenly at the peak of your career, you disappeared.
yeah.
You disappeared in 2002.
In 2002, yes.
So between 2000, and when did you reappear?
In 2005.
Between those 3 years, what were you doing?
Oh, I was in the U.S. I studied filmmaking in UCLA, but more importantly, I was discovering myself. I was trying to resolve what is not the inner struggle that is happening, so yeah.
Did you talk to anybody while you were going through this self-discovery?
Oh, I went to the because before I went to the U.S., I had my first ever gay relationship, and that's when I got very confused, because it's not just a relationship, but I fell in love, and it was very confusing because I fell in love with the same sex. So when I went to the U.S., I even entered into a hetero relationship once again, just to make sure, because I thought it was just like all a phase or whatever. And then, but when I realized that I never felt the same. So I cut short that relationship and started observing people. I started going to the gay community area
Where
in West Hollywood, particularly, and that's where I saw that being gay comes in all forms and sizes, and I've seen a lot of couples having decent relationship, and so I said, it's not all that bad. I thought it was too bad. I thought because I was raised up as in a very homophobic environment, the typical Filipino machismo society. But during those times, that's when I realized that it's not that all bad. You can have a very healthy relationship with another person, whether male or female. But what's important is you're faithful and responsible, and just basically human in a relationship.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think the important thing here is that to highlight the fact that we're not talking about gender.
Yes.
We're talking about being a person.
Yes.
And then in your case, a person before God.
Yes.